Hello guys, and welcome to a rather different episode. So today I'm looking at some books that I own and some other books that I've had the chance to flick through or read as well. Recommendations basically for the inspired artist and mini painter that might enjoy having a look through, might give them inspiration and generally give them a good place to start with new ideas and new techniques. So preface to this, there are lots and lots of books out there, surprisingly, around mini painting. I've got a mix here. Not all of them are actually just dedicated to mini painting, because I think it's a good idea to go a bit broader than that. There are obviously, the ones I've got are a slightly higher level. At the end I will chuck up some various other ones I would recommend reading as well. But these are the ones I own at the moment, so I thought I'd go through them and give you a bit of information on why I think they're quite good. The first ones are these old Forge World books. You know, Games Workshop's sister company. They did a modelling masterclass volume 1 and 2, and these are the first books I picked up actually on mini painting, so hopefully you can see that. So it's got a nice mix of models, various types, and it goes into all sorts of things, so it gives you a variety of different products, not just Games Workshop ones, because they're Forge World, and at the time they weren't constrained, so they actually use a lot of paints and techniques outside of the Games Workshop products, which I found very interesting, because at the time that was where I started and I hadn't really seen things outside of that, so it opened my eyes a bit. The introductions themselves go into detailing the models beyond what's in the kit, and it's all very neatly laid out. You can see steps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, nice descriptions. It goes through all the techniques they use, airbrushing and everything, and it just very neatly and nicely goes through the various ways of doing multiple different techniques, so into chipping with hairspray and such. So it's beyond your normal Games Workshop's system, which like I said, opened my eyes to a wider world of painting, and I feel like the books themselves are very well put together. They're a good read, especially if you enjoy your tanks and such. Obviously Forge World being more into that sort of thing, the larger vehicles and such. Yeah, there we go. So that's the first one. A quick peek in this one. It's practically the same thing, but with another wider variety of models and different colour schemes and such. So between the two you can get a lot of different ideas, even going into making massive boards and dioramas and such. So it's useful for all sorts of things. I'd recommend even historical painters could get a lot from this, because they can get a lot of the tank painting techniques, how to quickly get that weathered looks and such. Obviously Games Workshop fans, especially if you have the models, these are a great place to go. So yeah, so Forge World Masterclass volumes 1 and 2. The next one, it's two books from James Gurney, the creator of Dinotopia. These two books, especially the Colour and Light one, are, I think, fantastic material for any artist. So whether you enjoy just your general art or if you enjoy mini painting, these are fantastic reference that go into all sorts. So they cover the imaginative realism one, goes into general doing different things, so like this unusual behaviour, skeleton modelling, how to do them and how you can get those into pictures and such. So you could take inspiration from this in making dioramas or making kind of new, scratch building your own models and such. But the real one, this I think every artist, inspiring mini artist should have, is colour and light, because this breaks down every which way colour affects different things. So you've got like how and why shadows and why different colours affect each other, the different styles of lighting, how different weather effects and all that sort of stuff affect the lights and elements around you. So I personally think this is a must-have for anyone. It will help you think about how to up your game in painting, how to think about light, how just the environment will affect the model that you're painting, and it can bring, when thinking about it, it can bring models to life, just thinking, like using these ideas. So if you like non-metallics, instead of just doing the grey tones, you can think of how would a metallic be affected by the sky and the earth and the environment around you, and what if I have it in different lighting. So what if it's an overcast day as opposed to a brilliantly sunny day, or it's actually raining? How does that sort of thing affect the models that I'm making and painting? And that's where this book comes in. It's an invaluable resource in that regard. So the next one, if you haven't heard of Banshee, Alfonso Giraldez, he is an incredible mini painter, multiple Slayer Sword winner, and this is his book. So it tells his story. It's a bit different because it's not an actual guide on how to paint anything. It tells a story of a mini painter and the journey he's been on, and how he's gone from nothing to creating his own themes and ideas, and how he's brought that into his miniatures, and how his life has affected the way he's started painting. I find this book incredibly inspirational from a mini painter's point of view. I mean, here you can see some of his work, the Obi-Wan versus Anakin. It's just absolutely incredible. The guy is an absolute genius, one of the best mini painters around, and a sculptor. He even briefly worked at Forge World. So yeah, it's just the pictures in this are fantastic. They're all incredible. We've got different artists have actually added in bits and pieces as well, different mini painters and such, brought their thoughts and feelings into it. So if you're looking for inspiration, you're wondering how and ways you can make yourself better as a painter, read through something like this. It can just bring new ideas and get you out of any sort of rut that you might be in painting. It's just, I mean, look at them. You just having these sort of pictures is can give you ideas, inspiration. Yeah, so this is a highly recommended read for anyone who wants to be a better artist. And the next two are very old books, but the idea I'm trying to express is there. So this is again on the idea of inspiration. So these are old illustrated book of science fiction ideas and dreams. You can find stuff like this in charity shops all the time, and you just flick through them and it's just all sorts of inspirational things you might want to build, and ways of painting and different ideas of how you can model things. They're so fun to see the older sci-fi and fantasy and such, because the art style was just a bit different, a bit zany. I mean, just using stuff like this, get a metallic model and just go for that sort of colour scheme on it. I love flicking through art books, especially on the fantasy spectrum, just for ideas. Like, I mean, you can look at these things and get lighting concepts and such beyond anything else. Like, look at the colours in that and just use those on the model. Just all sorts. They're just the source of inspiration. I mean, here we are, this piece here. It's got such a limited palette. It invokes such a feeling in it. I mean, you could apply that colour scheme. There's not many there. You've just got some blues and yellows, a little hint of green and other little tiny dot of red and things. Add that into your colour schemes. Do an army in that style. It would look fantastic. But beyond these, you can look in things like video game art books and such. Are fantastic resources because the 3D modelling, especially modern day games, isn't dissimilar to what we do. They're just doing it on a computer screen where we're doing it in physical. So their ideas they use for lighting and such in video games, we apply in a similar way. So look for those for inspiration. They're like Dark Fantasy, grab yourself like a Dark Souls art book or something like that, and you'll get all sorts of inspiration on colour schemes and ideas and where to put lighting on models and such. So other books that I could recommend, which I'll bring up onto the screen beside, Angel Giraldez does the A to Z Masterclass books. He is an absolute genius at airbrush and deserves to be looked at. I mean, if you're quite new, look at the old Citadel books released by Games Workshop. They use their colour scheme, but and their paints and such. But the system's simple, and that's nothing to be sniffed at. They'll help you get a foundation. I mean, some people might disagree with that, but just getting started can be difficult, and they give you a place to start. You've got Figurepedia has some fantastic books. Ammo by Mig has some, if you like big mechs and things like that. They have a couple of books and such, and loads of books. AK Interactive and have a bunch of books. I'll flick all these up on the screen and give links below. But there's such a wealth out there. These are the ones I like. But I hope some of these books have caught your attention. Like I said, this is the absolute pinnacle, I feel. It's the book that any mini painter should have. Colour and Light. It's so useful, even though it's not mini painting at all. Everything in there could be applied though. I say everything, almost everything can be applied. So it's, yeah, I hope there's a couple of books there that caught your attention, or they've caught your eye. Like, it'll give you an idea of where you can look for more. If you have any ideas yourself, or if you have any books you've read, please put them in the comments below. I'm always looking for new material, and I know it's been a bit different. I didn't script this or anything. Just saw the books and I felt I had to show some people about them. And yeah, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe, and I will see you all soon with more painting.